When we tell people at Amazing Brains, our job is to help people feel focused and engaged, calm and relaxed, sleep deeply, and wake up feeling recovered. We measure brain electrical activity, and then we use brain stimulation and a variety of coaching techniques to help you get there really quickly. And either they think we're crazy or selling snake oil or all these different things. And I wanted to take a minute to show you what our results look like. So on the left, we have a before map, and on the right, we have an after map. Now, I'm not going to go as deep into some of the brainwave stuff as I could, but we're going to look at delta, theta, alpha, and beta. Those are our four main brainwaves. We also have gamma, and then right over here we have z-scores. So green represents this area of balanced and normative. In this area of the warmers, that represents more activity. In the cooler colors, that represents less activity. Now, to orient you more, we have your left ear, right ear, and nose, and looking down at the top of the head. There's a lot to be said about z-scores in this. This is not necessarily meant to go into there. I just want you to show you that this is a person that came into us struggling with sleep. They couldn't fall asleep. They were getting stuck into these highly ruminating, anxious states. They found they would get hyper-focused on something, couldn't shift gears, and a lot of the times the quality of those thoughts and actions wasn't what they were needing and wanting, so it was creating a lot of pain and suffering for them. So we're going to look really quick at greens in this person, so not as much delta and theta. So you can see in this next image, really seeing delta stabilized and normalized. Theta, a lot of the slowing that was going on the back of the head right here is actually dropping out. So we see that there's actually some speeding up in their brain. And you'd think, why would you want to speed up slowing if they're feeling anxious? Well, actually, slow brain waves can actually create anxiety and fear responses for people. Up next, we get into this alpha. And this person had a global high alpha presentation. So they had a lot of alpha. You can see that with all this red. And now at the end of 10 sessions, you can see it really pinpointing. So it dropped from 3 standard deviations down to 1.5 and actually down to 0. So balanced in the frontal lobes, but we're really seeing it right back here at the back of the head. So massive change. This person's now able to not get stuck into their thoughts, have more choice of when they're focusing and how they're focusing, they're sleeping better, and they're feeling less emotionally volatile. Now, there's still work to be done from a quantitative standpoint. In these 3 back areas is what we would target if we did continue working with this person based on just this image and their goals. But you can see how much that brain activity calms down. Now, the other piece that we see is that we have this frontal asymmetry. So a little bit more activation in the left frontal than the right frontal. And we can see that going all the way up to 2 standard deviations right there. And then when we come back down, we're in that 1 standard deviation to 0 range. So a clinically significant shift downwards. And this pattern in the frontal lobe tends to be more associated with the running, repetitive, rapid thought that I think we can traditionally think about with anxiety. So we can see that show up anxiety-wise, both from stuff in this back of the head area and slowing, but we can also more traditionally see it in these asymmetries that can show up in the front of the head. If you wanted to work with us, go through a brain map, this is what it looks like. This is a great change that somebody had just after 10 sessions, and they have that choice to continue working with us, which they are going to do on some new challenges and keep refining the process. But it's nice to be able to show people that not just qualitatively, meaning they feel better, but we can also show them, hey, your brain actually looks better.